ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಕ್ರಾನಿಕ್, ಆಗಬೇಡಿ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಪ್ಯಾನಿಕ್. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಣಿತರ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟಾನಿಕ್. ನಾನು CASS ನಾಯಕ್. This is the opening entry in my all the show. First of all, let me congratulate Saint Aloysius College Autonomous Mangalore in association with King's College London Alumni Community Hyderabad for conducting this wonderful program called 48 Hours Startup Challenge. On behalf of entire entrepreneurship fraternity, I congratulate Reverend Father Dr. Praveen Martis, Principal of Saint Aloysius College Autonomous, for conducting this wonderful workshop, sir. So, you are ably supported by Dr. Alvin Dasa, Rotarian, Dr. Alvin Dasa, Registrar, Saint Aloysius College, and very successful entrepreneur from, not only from Mangalore, we can say from Karnataka state, and founder of CII chapter Mangalore, none other than Shri Kalbavi Prakash Rao, my friend, well-wisher, guide and mentor for many. And Shri Adarsh Gowda, Entrepreneurship Cell. He is the Dean of Entrepreneurship Cell. And Shri Stephen Anurag, President, King's College London Alumni Hyderabad, and all my dear aspiring entrepreneurs. Good morning to everyone. The theme of this program is Green Skills for Youth. Recently we have celebrated from August 1st to August 6th International Youth Day. So I congratulate all the youth for participating in nation building. This week on Sunday our program is Role of Youth in Building Healthy Nation. That is the program we are going to conduct in this TV show also. We have been learning lot of things day to day, not only in colleges, even outside also. There is a saying in Subhashita, beautiful saying. How to learn? We should learn in 4 quarters. Acharyat padam adatte, padam shishyaha somedaya, padam sabrahmacharibhyaha, padam kalakramena cha. The meaning, Acharyat padam adatte, 1/4 or 25% we should learn from gurus. We can learn in colleges. Padam shishyaha somedaya. See, in college there is a place called library. Many people have forgotten now library, but still there is a place called library. There, whatever taught in the classroom, you can improvise in that classroom. How to learn? Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. If you do that, Sakshatkaram. Anything you can understand. Second step is you should understand whatever you have heard in the classroom. Third thing is Padam Sabrahmacharibhyaha. That means you should discuss, debate, and you should improvise. So there is a platform in, we should appreciate that all of you are studying in a great institution called Aloysius. Aloysius College not only teaches curriculum, they always teach all how to conduct yourself. That is the main teaching which is lacking in many institutions. So, Padam Kalakramena cha, remaining 1/4, you can learn Jivana Pata. That is day to day. That is experience is the greatest teacher. Practice makes a person perfect. So now the problem with people is we mug up, they give lot of marks, 90, 100 out of 100, lot of we are seeing ranks. But we should understand what we have studied. As I already told, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Then only you can make Sakshat Karam. So the main problem nowadays is unemployment. Why there is unemployment? Why there is underemployment? According to me, there is no unemployment at all. Mankutimma says, ಏನಾನ ನಮ್ಮಾಡು ಕೈಗೆ ದೊರೆತುಜ್ಜುಗವ ನಾನೇನು ಹುಲುಕಡ್ಡಿ ಎನಬೇಡ ಹೀನವಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಜಗದ ಊಳಿಗದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಣ ನಿನಗಿಹುದಿಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ. That means you cannot aspire that at a time you should go to 10th floor or 25th floor. You should go step by step. You should climb the ladder brick by brick. Any empire cannot be built overnight. It should be built brick by brick. So, entrepreneurship is the solution for the unemployment. How to inculcate this entrepreneurship? We have seen Mangalore was very famous for cashews, now also very famous for cashews, Mangalore tiles, fish and fishery products, many more other family business enterprises. But now these family business enterprises, they are diminishing day by day. Children, they are studying, making post-graduation, doctorate, chartered accountancy, many more. Then they try to work abroad. We are not bothered about our ancestral business to carry forward. Here there are plethora of opportunities which we should encash.
The brain behind this program, Dean of Entrepreneurship Cell, Dr. Rajesh Gowda, all you budding entrepreneurs, I should say right away, because you have taken this challenge, 48 hours challenge. I call you entrepreneurs already. We saw the innovations right from the word go. That welcome dance that we saw was not the traditional dance. It was a very innovative thing. That is all that this startup is. And I'm sure I have very little to speak today actually after our chief guest SS Nayak's tonic, which is not just woken you from on the thoughts and the spirits that he has given to you about the startups, but the wonderful message that he had in his chief guest remarks on why to be a startup, why to be entrepreneurs, and how to be one. He's an amazing, though he's a chartered accountant, I still call him as an entrepreneur, because the kind of work he has done with the MSMEs, supporting them, and the business tonic program that he's saying, it's literally a startup. That program itself is one. It gives us so much of lessons to learn from. So today, when I talk about startup, I think it's a remarkable journey that India has embarked upon. From probably 2016, the startups is what we heard. It's a buzzword that we are all hearing. You know, a spark of innovation, ignite a flame that has grown to a fire of opportunity. So India in 2018 recognized the need to support this startup climate and initiated the Startup India, which has done incredibly well for all of us. And fast forwarding to 2023 now, we find ourselves amidst an extraordinary evolution where India is now risen to the third fastest growing largest ecosystems for the startups globally. This is an era for change for sure. The transformation of the new generation from job seekers to job producers or providers. So the number of startups that have come up in the last few years speaks volumes about what this ecosystem is. 2016 I started, 2017-18 we saw a few hundreds. But 2023, as I speak to you, I believe there is more than 100,000 startups in this country. I do not want to get into the investment mode, but that's a controversy by itself. But 100,000 startups now and growing like never before. So this meteoric rise over the past 4 years, it actually underscores the immense growth potential that lies within our nation's entrepreneurial spirit. It's not just about the numbers, as I mentioned, but it's about what these startups represent, what you all, if you are a startup tomorrow, represent. It is actually the spirit of innovation, resilience, and the determination that defines the entrepreneurship itself. So to remind us that every great endeavor begins with an idea, fueled by passion and driven by willingness to take risks. So these are the 3 things that are absolutely necessary for all of us. An idea, and then be very passionate about it, and then jump into it and take the necessary risks. So the journey of a startup is not a solitary one. It's a collaborative effort that brings together diverse minds, talents, skills to create something that is truly transformative. So I mentioned about these 99,000 startups that are, or 100,000 startups by now that are already there. Believe me, 90% of them are failures. Only 10% of them really make it. We'll get into it as to why it is a failure, but the fact here is, in spite of this, the number of individuals that are drawn to this pursuit is really inspiring. We know that it is not all startups are successful, but yet the number of people who are getting drawn into startups is very, very inspiring for this. And I'm sure going forward, we will understand why we fail. There could be multiple reasons. Lack of research, wrong marketing strategies, wrong business models where probably all of us think looking at those success unicorns, we're looking at them and thinking that we will become rich overnight. So these are all misguided thoughts that probably get you into the wrong path. But however disheartening these are, I think we have to learn from these failures too. That they teach us that success demands meticulous preparation, continuous adoption, and unwavering perseverance. So as we stand at the crossroads of the possibility, it is essential for each one of us to recognize the significance of this startup movement. Startups are not just economic engines, they are vehicles of change, engines of job creation, and catalysts for technological advancements, and they challenge the status quo. They question the conventional wisdom and disrupt industries. How many success stories, how many brilliant ideas all of you must have heard over the last 4 to 5 years. The business models that I mentioned, see, I'm a 1987 batch entrepreneur. I'm an alumnus, as we mentioned, from this very college. I'm seeing the change. This college has given me immense confidence, and that's the reason in 1985 I passed out. In 1987 I set up my own establishment and industry. I knew nothing. There was no startup ecosystem at that point of time. I am not a millionaire or a billionaire as many of these startups who are now with those ideas. You need now what? You need now an idea which is scalable. You need technology that can scale your operations to any level. So you have people who will come, venture capitalists or private equity players or anybody who are willing to invest in you. When I started in 1987, getting even a lakh of rupees was a challenge for us because banks weren't that friendly as they are today. That was a different story. India was going through a different economy then. And today, you know what Indian economy is, I'm not going to lecture you on that. There is abundance of money, abundance of funds. It's just that we need a brilliant idea that is scalable. And that can take you through, it's a social reforms, SS Nayak mentioned, about how even the garbage, we can utilize it and, we can create a startup.
What for? I heard a very 10% of yeses and 90% of neutral. All right. Let me quote from Ronald Reagan, the former president of the United States. I think for me it was a little funny. I don't know how you're going to take it. So he mentioned the 9 strongest words of wisdom are, I am from the government and I'm here to help you. I think he's saying the other way around. Instead of wisdom, he meant it in a funny manner. So I'm not representing a government agency here. So I'm on my private visit, of course representing my King's College London alumni community. And before I begin my 2-minute talk, let me thank the principal of this esteemed institution, Father Praveen, Reverend Father Praveen, for this opportunity, and Dr. Adarsh Gowda and all other dignitaries, including the registrar, and Michelle D'Souza, who's been there every day, coordinating with us from across the other alumni members across the globe. So, and of course the student organizers led by Rohan and other people. Thank you all for this wonderful coordination. I'm not taking your vote of thanks speech, so yeah. All right. So interestingly, the 48 hours, as the other speakers were mentioning, it is tightly packed. I was part of the Startup 20. I was wondering if anyone would mention about it. So Startup 20 has been an official engagement of the G20. How many of you are aware of the G20 here? Gosh, G20 is a group of 20 nations, and India is the presidency for this year, and we are proud to host it throughout America. I think even Mangalore had one of the sessions lately, and Mysore has one recently. And I met someone from Aloysius College in Delhi where I was attending one of the seminars. So it's quite interesting to see the students from these minority institutions having such kind of an exposure. It's to do with the leadership of the college and also the interest of the students. So this year, the theme of the International Youth Day is very much in aligned with the Startup 20 G20 theme, which is about green skilling. So we all talk about climate change. We all talk about changing environments, changing psychologies, changing business. But what is the root cause to all of these issues? What are the prospective solutions? And is there anything beyond climate change issue? Or is there something beyond the solutions that we are already being thought about? So these are the major concepts that we would be advocating to these 48 hours sessions which we'd be having online from the alumni members abroad and India. But this question is to the participants who will be engaged in the 2-day sessions from today, is you'll have to come with a big question in your mind when you join the first sessions, which are going to commence in the next 20-25 minutes, is what is that I would gonna benefit out of this 48 hours? Time is of the essence. So why am I here all the way from Meghalaya? I mean, 48 hours, it's like a huge time for me in the government. I mean, I have to sit back there drafting policies for the Honorable Chief Minister and the departments there. So, I mean, why should I be here? So there's a big question mark with me. And your active engagement, I'm not talking about success here, I'm talking about your active engagement would really give an answer to my question, why am I here for 48 hours? You all will be having the same question maybe, why or what would I get from these 48 hours in the next 2 days? And let me assure you from our end, from the organizers' end, that we are doing our best to ensure that you would be equipped with the basics, digital, technical, and even market research skills. Not just theory, even practices. So I would like to bring it to the notice of our chief guest for today, Mr. Naik, and the guest of honor, Mr. Prakash Raoji, that the participants will also be engaged in real-time market exposure. So we would be, tomorrow we will be sending out to the feed, to the real market to have an exposure. And by the end of tomorrow, where my best friend, my classmate, and a very senior IAS officer, Harsa Hemina ji, he would be ideally assessing all our the startup challenger ideas, the pitches. So, and 3 of them would be selected.
The chief guest of today's 48 hours startup challenge, Sri Kalbavi Prakash Rao, the illustrious alumnus of St. Helvetius College and the owner of Kalbavi Cashew Industries, Sri Stephen Anurag, the President of King's College Alumni Association, Dr. Adarsh Gowda, the convener, Dr. Arvind Desa, the registrar, my dear directors, members of the faculty, and my dear students and those who are already into some kind of a startup challenge, and you are going to see this today. And this is going to be one of its kind that we organized with the help of Sri Stephen Anurag, the President of King's College Association, Alumni Association, and we are all working together to see that you all get the best of opportunities. Our chief guest, Sri S.S. Naik, beautifully put it across through his humorous ways how these two things are very different, employee and entrepreneur. And also Sri Prakash also told us we should be differentiating between the job seekers and job providers. How are we going to reduce this kind of a thing that we have in front of us today? And that's why we need more and more entrepreneurs who are risk takers. There's so much of opportunities in the world. How do you use those opportunities to give somehow the jobs to the others? How you become job creators? That is important. Those who are job creators, they break the walls of normalcy, they break the walls of predictability, they break the walls of tradition. They think beyond, and they also experiment. The Jeff Bezos, the founder of the Facebook, mentioned that experiments are the first step of innovation. And you may fail, but then we continue to experiment, and that's how we come up with some kind of an innovative product. They say innovation is equivalent to creativity plus the execution plus the profit. And there are unicorns, but then today there are decacorns and others who are many people are coming forward. That's a side that we need to come out with new ideas. And these ideas can come out from the students. The students or the youth are the ones who think differently. The disruptive ideas only come from you.